A very warm welcome and a very good afternoon. CTV Sports. This is the third game of the day. We've already had two very exciting games. We've got the Sunset Chuckers coming after the World Polo League's Palm Beach Open. My name is Jan-Erik Frank, and sitting next to me, always on my heart side, is the one and only
Dale Schwetz. Nice to be here with you, Jan.
Thank you, Dale.
And 2025 World Polo League Palm Beach Open coming to you live from field number 1 this afternoon, which is great because we're going to roll right into Sunset Chuckers and Cocktails.
Indeed.
So you get a double header. You get the beginning of polo with Sunset Chuckers and Cocktails to end the day, and then you get, well, the highest level of polo in North America outside of Argentina, 26 goals of Maltese Falcons against Travieso.
Indeed, you do. As you can see, the boys have already started. Let's just give you a quick rundown of who's out there. Let's hope the numbers match the players that we have here. The Maltese Falcons always in their red jerseys. At number 1, we should have Jason Crowder. He's just the player who put that ball just wide. But let's start with Travieso, because that might make it a little bit easier. You can see Fred Mannix on your screens there. He's wearing the number 4, coming in of 7 goals. And this young man should be, and he is, Juan Zubia, coming in of 9 goals. Pipe Vercellino will be the number 2 of 7 goals. And Tony Calle at number 1 of 3 goals. That team totals 26 on handicap. The Maltese Falcons, well, we should have Jason Crowder at 1, but that might not be the exact case. We'll verify that. Tomacho Pieres at number 2. Playing of 6 goals. Alejandro N Astrada, the 7-goaler at number 3. And Nacho N Astrada also coming in of 7 goals, but playing the number 4 position. And I'm pretty sure, Dale, you will have noticed who's playing what.
Yeah, you definitely, that's where you got it. You got Nacho playing back, which is great watching him play with his brother. I love seeing that. And what a shot on goal here, though. As we were talking about it, Travieso working it all the way down, and very well done by the Travieso team, passing the ball across, starting with a knock in a true coast-to-coast play. They finally get one. And as a combo there, they have Jason at the 1, Tomacho wearing the 2.
Jason, I believe, is at
Jason's
the 2.
on the 2 now?
Yeah.
Tomacho with the 1, okay.
Correct. Jason,
okay,
sorry.
Yeah. There you go. And you got Tomacho at the 1. We were talking about his father, Alejandro Pieres, as we were talking about the John Oxley Memorial. Look at this. They're going to come out of the bowling one more time. It's going to be Zubia.
And he's not going to make or waste any time picking up goal number 2 here for Travieso. Well played, Juan Zubia.
And this is the breakaway play. Win the lineup, get loose. Zubia's been fantastic all season. Riding his own breed also. And we're talking a lot about the horses as the tournament goes on, as we have a number of breeds. We also have Fred Mannix on his Alegria breed out there. And they'll get back to center. For any new viewers, we are going to switch directions after every goal, as we do have so many new viewers tuning in daily. So we appreciate everyone's, as we do remind our fans about that. And where we go, Travieso dominating the bowling.
They are indeed intercepted here by the number 3 in red, and that is Alejandro N Astrada playing alongside his brother Nacho. Nice to see those two playing together. Always a special affair when you've got 2 members of the same family playing together. He's still on the boards, and also great to see Tomacho Pieres, one of my favorite 6-goal players, back in the saddle, playing for the Maltese Falcons. And they still have possession, and away we go, and that'll be Nacho. And Nacho will drive that ball a bit further downfield, and that looks like, yes it does, the first goal for the Maltese Falcons.
Yeah, well, Nacho, former 10-goal player, Triple Crown winner, Hall of Famer. That's why I'm glad he's back. Getting to see him playing. I enjoy seeing Nacho play. He plays all summer at the Aspen Valley Polo Club. You've been seeing his kids all play, and they'll be playing in the PTF also. We'll get our first Kersey change of the day, so we'll get a good shot here. Good shot of Fred Mannix.
Yep. And as we were saying, this is the third match of the third leg, if you will, of the World Polo Series, the World Polo League Series 2025, the Palm Beach Open. We've already had the All-Star Challenge. We've had the Founders Cup. We are now up and running with the Palm Beach Open, and of course we've got the Triple Crown coming thereafter. So far, we've had in game one, the first game we had Tonkawa taking on Travieso. They beat them 10-9 in overtime. Casablanca also did not get the result they wanted when they took on Tonkawa, who beat them by 12-9. So this, as I say, the third match, the first for the Falcons, and of course the second for Travieso, who, as I just said, did not win against Tonkawa in their opening match. So I'm sure we will see a very, very offensively minded Travieso.
Yeah, a couple different horses you're going to see here is we have Alberta Baklava coming on with Fred Mannix. He switched off one of Castileo was one of his one. Alberta also playing two of his own breed, and then also we have a Menzetta, which is the Zubia, his brand. And, of course, we got Nero out there, and he's mixing it up a little bit with his brand. And we got a lot of different breeding operations out there. We're going to get a call here on the quick back shot. Let's take a look at this replay. It's going to be Nacho. He's going to just lay it up in there, just looking for just knock it in the middle. This is the old Gracita play. Carlos Memo and Carlos Gracita play. Knock it in the middle, old school style. Puts it down in there. Mannix jumps on the back. Actually, one of his plays actually is, it looked like his brother jumping on the back of it, or Tomacho, and getting the right-of-way violation. So, good give and go here by the Maltese Falcons. Mounted officials, Esteban Ferrari and Gaston Dorniac. We have Pepe Arraza as our third man. IRO in place. As we are using the challenge system, each team will get 2 challenges. Challenge per half. They can challenge any call or any ball placement. And all the triggers are in place. We'll talk about the triggers at the next courtesy change.
So, as you said, Dale, little foul created or caused, the result of which a penalty 2. And it'll be Alejandro N Astrada to get the equalizer here for the Maltese Falcons, and hits the bucket. I thought he might have put that one into the bucket. So
perfect.
Yeah.
Actually, a little just a right-of-way violation. Pretty easy call, Yan. And down too much of an angle. They had the opportunity to take that from the spot, but the angle wasn't really good, so they brought it back to the 30. That is an option in the game of polo. And you don't see, most of them will take them from the spot if they get that call, but a lot of times you have a tricky angle, so they just bring it back. Good shot here by Estrada. Getting the equalizer, 2-2, controlled down by Pipe.
Vercellino, the young man from Chile there with the number 2 on his shirt. Very, very strong 7-goaler, and you'll see why. Because as you would say, Dale, that ball's got eyes. Maybe one of them wasn't quite open wide enough, but he will fight. He's a hard worker, is that Pipe Vercellino. The little open back shot cleared by Crowder. And he will send that ball out to the boards, finding Alejandro N Astrada. He's got that orangey red looking helmet on. But then, of course, what do you do when you have a 9-goaler like this man, Juan Martin Zubia?
Woo.
Coming out of nowhere.
Thought he was going to put that one in.
Yes.
Riding off the field. Not an easy play. Actually needed to get a little that English going on there. But it gets cleaned up well by the Maltese Falcons.
Yeah, and the backhand shot coming from a young man that we always like to see play the rotation, which he loves to play as well. Mannix, but on the move here, going straight to goal was Tomacho Pieres. Ball lands at the feet of Alejandro. Intercepted, Travieso. Yeah, just taking a moment more just to get everybody back where they need to be, back to their stations, as Travieso advance deeply, very deep now into the half of the Maltese Falcons. Again, there he is, just a little touch by Alejandro N Astrada. Now on the near side, gets it over the halfway line. Mannix will try and send it back to where it came from. 4 players all converged together, yeah, and that was inevitable to result in a whistle.
You throw a blanket over 4 of them here, so we'll take a look at the replay because this is not an easy call. It's going to get backed up cleanly. Mannix doing a great job at the number 4 position. Changes the right-of-way, going across. And then players coming in from left to right and right to left. And, man, where's that ball going? Umpires on the field going to give it to the Travieso team.
Yep.
Just a quick good angle here by Fred to change it. And get his player jump on. Not a far back shot, but Fred's going to go for the drive here from about 158 yards. And he lays it right down there by the 40.
Yeah, but unfortunately not the result he wanted to. Crowder with a little backhand sets Alejandro N Astrada on his way. And again, the Minister of Defense here, and I'm sure he'll be playing that role initially before we see him do that rotation, which we love, and he does so well. Ball went out of bounds. We'll have a change of possession.
All right, so is that going to kill it up? I think the clock is going to go down or no? That looks like that's going to end the first chucker. So we'll get everybody on some fresh horses. Great shot there of Field 1 at the Stadium Field. Going to be 2025 World Polo League Palm Beach Open. We'll be back for our second chucker of play.
The 7th annual Nick Roldan Sunset Polo White Party is back. Welcome back, and a very warm welcome, and of course a sunny good afternoon. World Polo League Palm Beach Open game number 3. The Maltese Falcons up against Travieso, 2 apiece after the very exciting open running and gunning first chucker, Dale.
Yeah, very, very open.
Hardly any whistles, no fouls.
No. We had the one open goal, penalty 2.
Yeah.
Which was just a give and go for the Maltese Falcons. Estrada laying it in. And now we're going to get a change of possession, start second chucker, and it's going to be about the 80-yard line. So Nacho going to tap one and met in here by Travieso. They'll turn the defense into offense quickly.
If they can get away with it, because that ball didn't quite get the distance, and he comes again. I believe he's wearing the captain's armband there. Juan, I beg your pardon, that's Mr. Mannix. Similar looking, well, actually an identical looking helmet to that of Juan Martin Zubia. So just try and keep those two apart. Just look at the captain's armband. You'll know that now, of course, was Zubia. It's playing it up to the front. And here we have the first time that rotation seems to be taking effect as Mannix tries to lay that one up for Tony Calle. And again, very quickly, very fast pace here. Nacho N Astrada sends everybody up the field. Another one of those monster shots. Good pick up. Tries to center it, put it towards that goal mouth. Just running out of space. So this is what we always talk about from 6 to 26. This is the 26, of course, at its finest.
Yeah, good seeing Tomacho play the number 1. We usually see him in the 2 position, but yeah. I know why they set this up, because with Jason in that position, both of them handle it very well, as they're hustlers, players. But like watching Tomacho play with the ball there. He didn't get a couple opportunities in the first, but now early in the second. So moving the ball well, but picked up here now and taking forward. Zubia's we got a full horse race here.
Yes, we do indeed. And I'm pretty sure He would have liked to have had another go at that. Nacho N Astrada, Zubia couldn't make the contact. Will he go for the under the neck? No, he's going to probably try and work this one. He knows he's got a bit of help behind him in the form of Mannix, but Zubia taking the scenic route. And now straight down the middle here of the Maltese Falcons defense. He's got a man right behind him, and that is Clever Polo. Unfortunately, just going wide. Vercellino would normally put those away in his sleep.
Wow, yeah. I mean, this is a great play. I love that Fred, you called it early, picks the man up early and pushes the guy in so Zubia can make that turn. Looks like a foul, but he can't get a play because Zubia, well done by Fred. Then Pipe got in a perfect spot. Zubia did a job left in there. Just bad luck there for Pipe. Off to the right side, but good polo by Travieso.
And he's on the ball again with the number 2, Vercellino. He's found a little gap to try and escape. A little under the neck shot. Yeah, again, deflected. Crowder. Jason Crowder there, the man who likes to change his polo helmets. Very, very often, sometimes more often than he chases ponies. Only kidding, of course, Dale.
He might have 4 or 5 in there, but he definitely changes them at halftime. They're going to keep it moving here. Good defense by the Maltese Falcons, but Travieso trying to work through Fred.
Mannix on the near side. Well, this is what we mentioned right at the very beginning. Those rotations, the finishing touch. Well, I know that Vercellino got a piece of it, but was the final touch
on Zubia?
Was it Zubia?
Yeah. It actually comes off a pony. Good defense here by Maltese. Watch Nacho stays in there, and then Zubia gets the deflection.
Well spotted.
Off the pony.
So
Nacho playing the hockey goalie in there.
3 goals to 2. Second chucker.
And they'll change them up. So 347. They're going to go ahead to the Kersey change. And you said our Sunset Chuckers will be coming up after this. And if you want to learn how to play the game of polo, it's been a... And, you know, we have a lot of fans coming out for Sunset Chuckers. And it's can cocktail the chuckers, so it's kind of like a happy hour situation. Well, we mix the polo with the music, and so we have different DJs playing out there. We've had DJ Wed a couple times. We're going to get DJ Chapadome coming. We're getting ready for the 21st, Yan.
We are.
Yeah, the white party.
Now, remember, I did mention it this morning, Dale, whilst you were on the field, and I know that we've got our tickets sorted because obviously it goes to a good cause. Remember, Sunset Polo International, the so-called White Party, coming up for the 7th time this Friday. All proceeds going to the Kids Cancer Foundation as well as the Polo Training Foundation. If you haven't yet got your tickets, I can't tell you how many are left, but I can't imagine there's many. Go to sunsetpolo.com, secure yourself your tickets. It is one of the most must-be attended social events in the polo calendar of every season. And Nick, of course, will be there on the day, as will many surprise guests, I'm sure. So, the Nick Roldan Sunset Polo Party, also known as the White Party, hosted by Nick, and also with Grant Gansey there playing host by allowing this to take place here at Grand Champions Polo Club. Away we go then, ball's back in play, very quick courtesy change, and Travieso coming out very strong again. Juan Martin Zubia, he'll be looking for Mannix. He read it well. Now then, Mannix, where's that ball going to go? He checks, gets the putter out, and you don't see that very often. Normally he would also put those away without even batting an eyelid. So the Maltese Falcons dodging a bullet there.
Love when Fred comes from the back door. I mean, I'm a big fan of that. I think their team goes very well when he is. We saw him in the earlier tournaments playing at the number 2 position. And I did not realize that he was more. He actually enjoys playing in the front more, Yan, but we see him a lot play at the 4. So when he does run through, broken mallet here. And look at this. Fred's going to sneak away with it, kind of gain some ground, and then leave it for Zubia. Zubia on the turn, and still Alejandro with no mallet trying to. Now he might. I don't know if he got it there or they gave him the timeout. We'll see, as they do use the gentleman's rule when the ball is in territory, in the neutral territory at times. But if with the mallet broken, he can still jump on the line. I think you saw, if you were watching this morning, when I was umpiring in the 8 goal, we had a broken mallet with Nico.
Yeah.
And he did a fantastic play. He actually went to the ball, turned his mallet around, had the handle, had Camps in there, flipped the ball to the right, 2 yards, not even a yard, and then yelled for help because he was going to be delay a game. Augustine got behind him, and Campson tried to steal it. It caught him in a foul. So you can get a play done on the field without not even with a mallet in your hand. And I'm not sure. We'll see. I don't know if they call that or not, or they went to a fair play. We'll see what they decide. It was time for a courtesy change. See if they're talking about it, and I'm going to take a look.
Yes, let's have a closer look at that one because, well, again, the Polo League, of course, is designed to be a little bit more lenient to promote open running, fast-paced polo. The umpires, of course, will be as lenient as they possibly can, but health and safety, of course, always very important and paramount in, especially at this level. So chance for us to have a closer look. Dale's just gone off to do exactly that. Have a closer look on the screens, stop it frame by frame, and also determine how much distance was actually there, how many strides between the two players. And it looks like Dale's on his way back, having had a much closer look. And I'm sure he will fill us in on what do you know, Dale?
Yeah, so we do get a challenge on the play. First challenge of the first half. And they went for a turning call. And we're going to say no foul on the play. Too many strides coming in, but a nice attempt by Estrada. Because not having a head on your mallet, trying to make the play. Of course, you have the opportunity with the slow-mo and the slow end to slow it down so that there were more strides. Good challenge by the Travieso team, so they'll retain their challenge, and they'll bowl the ball in.
Here we go, ball back in play, and that's exactly as I was suggesting. It looked like there was enough of a gap in that window, i.e. the strides.
Pretty much, that's the gap.
So here we go, 2.5 minutes remaining here in Chukka number 2. 3 goals to 2 in favor of the purple and white. Travieso with Tony Calle, Pipe Vercellino, Juan Zubia, who's on the ball, and of course, Mr. Fred Mannix. Big ball downfield, excuse me, downfield, looking for and finding Tony Calle on the near side, trying to finish, just puts it wide over on the far side, but that could have easily been another goal here for Travieso.
Yeah, they work this one down, and they get it inside the... And then we get a foul on the play. I believe it got guys switching sides here, so we take a look at this one. I think that maybe Tony went to the near side. Remember, there's no right-of-way on the near side. They flip forward here, so Nacho pulls up, and then right there, you see her, Tony goes near side there. And you got to make sure you're overlapped for a couple more strides on the play. Let's see what they decide here. It looks like they're, wow, they're going it the opposite way, though. I would say that maybe they're going to say that they're overlapped. And let's see exactly what they're going to do here. They're right in front. It looked like they came across. Maybe we can see that again. I don't know if they're overlapped along. If they're overlapped in enough strides, and that's what they're going to go with here, then Nacho cannot make a play. So that gave Tony the opportunity to go near side. Now, that's the play that they called, and I think Nacho probably thought that Tony came in a little later, and then in that case, that's where Tony would have to go back to the offside because there's no right-of-way on the near side.
Yeah.
But now, after being able to look at it, they do look like they get overlapped, so good play by Tony, kind of catching. Remember, it's all about the mallet being in motion there with Nacho, too. Now, they might have a technical going on here because or they gave the one. And we'll check with our field side correspondents on that.
Yep, technical is exactly right.
Okay.
Well called, Dale.
Yeah. So you get a technical, so they're going to center with it, and that is a judgmental call in the World Polo League, a verbal appeal. They can put it anywhere they want. They can go from a 5 to a 3 to a 2. Most of the time, it starts with a 5, and they'll work it down. And usually, the players are very professional. But but is not a yellow card and is not carried over in the World Polo League and like it is in some leagues. They adjust the foul as it comes.
Well, away we go. And Travieso, again, doing everything they can to keep that pressure on the Maltese Falcons. Once again, it's Alejandro N Astrada. He was looking for Tony, I beg your pardon, he was looking for well, some attacker at the front door to come and pick that ball up. Travieso pressing them further back into their own half. Tomacho leaves it for Alejandro. And, yep, another whistle on that play.
Yeah, this looks like a meet, and you got one umpire directly in a perfect spot to look at this play. We're going to get drone footage on it. From the center cam, it was a little more difficult. Alejandro takes it to the inside. Yeah, you can see right there how they're coming across in front. So right away violation, and they're in that gray area right around that 20 yards from center, so they'll bring this one down to the 60. Unless they had a player even further down, and then they would move it even further. It looks to me like they're going to the 60 with it. We'll make sure of that, though. It could be a 40. Yeah, it is 60-yard penalty 4. I'm a big fan of that move. I think that everybody is in the game of polo because you saw so many 5s from areas where the guys are fouling. Maybe they're going across the field from center, and every one of these guys that are playing in this league can hit a neck shot 120 plus. So what advantage were they getting? And so now all these balls will get moved down, and the consistency has gone to a very, very strong, higher percent, and the players are embracing that.
So, as you said, Alejandro N Astrada, there he is, man with number 3 on his shirt, a 7-goal player. Will attempt to take this. Puts it, well, into the danger zone, but another whistle stops the action.
This is, believe it or not, Jason Crowder, Steve Crowder's father's play. We used to use this in the FIP World Championships. You got a guy on the left side, you got a player on the right side for the red, as you can see right here. And then when the ball's mishit, the player usually behind can meet it right there. And you see who did it, Jason. And you had Alejandro coming from the other side. But the man who's getting the foul is actually Crowder. And it's a set play. When they, if they miss the ball, so he got the penalty 2, open goal, and it'll be Estrada to put that one in. But a very, very well done play.
And that'll bring us to the end of chukker number 2. So make sure you don't miss any of the action. We'll be right back. Stay with us for the 3rd chukker of this World Polo League Palm Beach Open 2025. Welcome back. Great to have you with us here. Very good afternoon. The World Polo League's Palm Beach Open 2025, the 3rd match of said tournament. The Maltese Falcons in the red and white against Travieso in the purple and white. And right towards the end of that last chukker, we saw that penalty 2 being converted by Nacho N Astrada. So you join us 3-4 from, or in favor of Travieso, and he just couldn't quite get there quick enough. Juan Martin Zubia, the ball had already in its entirety crossed the line. Have another close look at this as Crowder hammers that one down. And look at Zubia fighting. But already 2 or 3 inches. So unlucky. Great attempt, but a cracking goal for Jason Crowder.
Well done here. This Crowder just wins the play, and then he was going for the goal the whole time. Hit it well. It's Crowder getting in the scene here. He actually got in the penalty too at the end of the second, and now getting the first goal to third. Good job, Jason.
And with that, the equalizer, 4 goals apiece. As the first of our 2 Navijo Estradas, Alejandro will work this one, and he's working it very solidly. Still Alejandro. Checks. Pickup coming from the right-hand side. Left now for, once again, Crowder's up there as well. A little back shot there coming from Tomacho Pieres, but only as far as Juan Martin Zubia, who plays the ball out to the boards. Still Zubia. He might just pass the ball or the stick over to Vercellino. I think that was the intention. Didn't quite work out the way they planned, and away we go. Travieso on the move. Unlucky. Unlucky. Would have been a great first touch and a great play, but there's always player 3 and 4. Little backhand touch. And a good take on the near side. Nothing Crowder can do there. Now then, Mr. Mannix, Fred, up against Nacho N Astrada. Still Mannix, working it very well and very hard. Mannix going up for a possible shot on goal. Left behind. In comes Zubia. Oh, that ball's still in play.
Thought he might go for the back shot for Jason, but Alejandro makes a very quick turn on it and hits the neck shot to his brother, and now he's back on home the ball. So good job here by Alejandro. Maltese Falcons turned it on here in the third.
Yep, just that one goal by Jason Crowder so far. Quick early courtesy change for some of the players.
I think the ball might have went out of bounds. You change the possession here.
Oh, change of possession. I did pick up on,
Yeah. Well, a good shot just to the far side. So it'll either be, it looks like he's going to leave this one for Fred, but he's going to get a little help from Zubia. Mannix, big hitter, but that one goes kind of a lob wedge up high, and look at this. Alejandro's going to pick this ball up, get it going forward. He's got Tomacho in the center. There goes Jason. They'll leave it for Nacho, but turn around by Pipe.
Vercellino, can he capitalize on this on this broken play? Still working it further down. In comes Mannix. Needs a little bit of help. There he is again. Trying to replicate that goal from Jason Crowder, which we saw earlier on. But again, the Falcons, the Maltese Falcons, able to secure possession. That ball will go towards the to the sideboards, beg your pardon. And on the move, the Falcons. Alejandro will leave it. Over the ball will be left for Alejandro, who has a bit of a gap. Can work it. And you got to be careful. There was that one man who was still behind. So everybody now in front of the attacking player, Alejandro N Astrada.
Yeah, he gets going there, and he had everybody running forward. Just had a little bad luck on the skip. They regroup well, though, and keep it down inside. But a bit of a dance going on here in the third, at the end of the third. Tomacho, I think he might have got a horse hit.
Yeah.
Here, he might get run into a little bit. Let me see if they stop the play. Tomacho put it out of bounds right when they went down the side. Let's see what happens. Now you're going to get your courtesy change, so we'll see what they go with the change of possession. They came together on the boards kind of slowly. We'll see what our two-man officials work out on this one as they get ready for the courtesy change. It was kind of a dead ball play. And you had one Travieso player who was standing up. Good shot here, Tony Calle. Love his helmet with a skull on there. A lot of people don't realize that until you get a close-up up here. I love these close-ups in the pit, as we call it. Pony Line. Big shout out to all the trainers and workers down there, keeping those beautiful horses together. Get a good shot of how they handle the horses. You see those tails, how they're taped up. They are not short tails. We would not do that to horses. Very important part of a horse. They're having their tails nice and long. Keeps them the ability to keep flies and bugs off of them. Keep themselves cool with it also. So they braid those tails, and then they tie them all the way up. They'll tie them, and then they use tape. Bandages, all horses bandages. Some horses have extra bandages on it. Some wear bell boots in the front or the back. Different horses. Looks like they're going to go ahead with riding in from behind, or the change of possession. The ball kind of went out of bounds. I guess they'd let that play. They're going to get the change of possession as the ball went out of bounds after Tomacho. Everyone changed horses now, so with 2:45 on the clock, we are going to get play going again, and it starts with Fred Mannix, and then we get another whistle. So a little sticky here at the end of the third, 4-4. Take another look at this replay. Ball's going to go down, and yeah, I guess they slow. We're going to call him. I guess he's going to call shading. Yeah, shading, but they're going the other way with it, so they're going to give them the option on it, which I like the move of the ball. You don't want to take a play away. So, it looked like Zubia went in there, knew he was going to foul, kind of let Tomacho hit the back shot. They fouled Alejandro on the move. So this is where, you like to let it play a little bit in there. You got a shade going on, but again, why take a play away, right? You got a guy going to breakaway.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they decide to do. They might give them an open goal out of it if on the back shot, Tomacho was gone, but they did have a player back. So I think you're probably going with the 60. We'll find out exactly where they put it. But late whistle on the play, or actually early whistle. And so they'll give them the option instead of going from the spot, because that would they'll give a better advantage to the team that fouled. They move it to the 60, where Alejandro was already going that way. And it gets blocked, but it gets put in.
Yeah.
Well done, Tomacho.
Well done indeed. Tomacho Pieres picking up his first goal of the afternoon of the match, and that puts the Maltese Falcons in the lead by 5-4.
Yeah. Good chucker here by the Maltese Falcons. And outscoring Travieso 2-0 here. 2 unanswered goals in the third. And umpire Ferrari looking for a clean lineup. Everybody trying to get some space, trying to get control in there. That is part of the bowling that the umpires have to deal with. It's going to be one more team.
Zubia on the left-hand side, taking it all the way around the outside. Yeah, he runs into his own teammate, Mannix, and he does a nice little near-side back shot. And there is an appeal coming from a player, but the umpire said, relative to speed, this is all good. And away we go with the Maltese Falcons. A lot of space over on the far side here for Pieres. Oh, good touch. Very good touch. Well, what do we call that, Dale?
Coast to coast like butter on toast. And Tomacho Pieres is just showing you how to get it done. Love the bay mare. Sent to lead the breeding operation here. Tomacho, this is this fantastic polo right here. I love this little play right here because right there he gets through the hook. And that is not easy, but that sets him up for the kill and the finish.
His second in succession, back-to-back goals, and all of a sudden a 2-goal advantage here for the Maltese Falcons.
Yeah, they're coming on here in the third. Quick line change, right-away violation, center hit. Opportunity here for Travieso with 49 seconds. Keep an eye on this ball. It's going to bop up, pounce out right. Little change right there, boy. Yeah. It's amazing how an inch will help you.
Absolutely.
It is a game of inches because that ball was going the way Tomacho was going until Mannix leaned out there. Fred with a fantastic just touch to change that line, and then he gets caught on a right-away violation. No one moving forward from the spot. It's going to be 5A. Fred going for the big one. Wow, he's going to hit one just deep.
Extremely deep, and
Good defense.
he just got there. Nacho N Astrada. Tony Calle had that ball to his advantage. Might have been a different story. So, last few
He's got
seconds.
time here.
Yeah.
Get it within one.
Vercellino trying to send that ball into that so-called danger zone. And away we go with the Falcons once again. Stopped, picked up, turned around by Mannix. Couldn't quite achieve what he was hoping to, but another shot on goal. Slightly overridden. But I believe we ran out of time there in that.
Yeah, time or essence. We'll see how they work that one out. But that's going to take us into our halftime. So we'll get everybody. We're going to take them to 10. We're going to do a little halftime breaker. Let's check our stats. Should be pretty close. 6-4. Shots on goal right there. 8-7. Knock in 3-1-2. Just those are misses. And then throw-ins though. Whoa, Travieso. 5 more. So that's a big difference. Those are the possessions. But isn't it funny that the team that doesn't have the most possessions is not winning? So it doesn't always come into play.
No.
I love the stats, though. Great shot of the Travieso tent. We're going to send it to the commercial break. We've got some fans up there in the World Pole League up at the top shelf. And we'll be back after this halftime break. Stay with us here. 2025 World Pole League Palm Beach Open.
Polo school is the funnest thing I've become involved with in the last year of my life.
Give me the confidence to be able to play an event in beach polo, Miami Beach, and snow polo in Aspen.
Our dedicated instructors have years of polo experience and are CHA certified.
It's important to us to come back and have a really good experience.
Every time you leave the gates from the polo school, you're hungry for more.
Have an opportunity. Santos Bellini gonna fire one from 60. Oh, off the post.
The 7th annual Nick Roldan Sunset Polo White Party is back.
This place is special because of the unique environment and nature that you have around here.
There's an endless amount of things to do here in Aspen Valley, so this is the place to be in the summer.
Great group, you know, it's like a big family. We're all, you know, on the field it's intense, we compete, but off the field we do a lot of fun stuff.
Oh, it's like playing in the polo heaven. It's perfect.
polo school is the funnest thing I've become involved with in the last year of my life.
I mean, the confidence to be able to play an event in beach polo, Miami Beach, and snow polo in Aspen.
Our dedicated instructors have years of polo experience and are CHA certified.
It's important to us to come back and have a really good experience.
Every time you leave the gates from the polo school, you're hungry for more.
Have an opportunity. Santos Bellini gonna fire one from 60. Oh, off the post.
The 7th annual Nick Roldan Sunset Polo White Party is back.
This place is special because of the unique environment and nature that you have around here.
There's an endless amount of things to do here in Aspen Valley, so this is the place to be in the summer.
Great group, you know, it's like a big family. We're all, you know, on the field it's intense, we compete, but off the field we do a lot of fun stuff.
Oh, it's like playing in the polo heaven. It's perfect.
Welcome back, and once again a very warm welcome and a good afternoon. Hope you're enjoying as much as we are here at CTV Sports this third match of the World Polo League's Palm Beach Open 2025. The Maltese Falcons in the red shirts against Travieso. My name is Jan Eric Frank, and with me, of course, as always,
Dale Sweats. Nice to be with you, Yan, here. Beautiful afternoon, Grand Champions Polo Club, field number 1, and World Polo League Palm Beach Open. Back and forth here early. It was 2-2 to start out, pretty even. Both teams kind of feeling out the open style early, and then got into the second chukker. Few fouls, but only a couple open goals. Both teams have been capitalizing. Then he got into a little bit of a kind of a tight, turbulent, you know, washing machine type play. Everyone was trying to get loose, trying to get free. They just, you know, they couldn't. Great defense by both teams, and that's where Maltese Falcons capitalized. They get that 2-goal lead. So we'll see how Travieso try to change it up here, as it's going to be Fred Mannix to find Martin Zubia.
Zubia, always a threat when he's got the ball. Highest rated player on the field there with 9 goals, of course, to his name. As I said, somebody who can drop a long-distance shot like that from more or less anywhere on the field, stolen and picked up and turned very nicely by Alejandro N Astrada. And he's found brother Nacho. He's on the boards, and he will extend that. Well, he tried to extend that back up to Crowder, and Crowder. Is that Crowder? I believe it is, because he's got a different helmet. We spoke about that earlier on. Yep, Jason Crowder with his goal-scoring helmet on his head. And there you go. What a great way to start for the Maltese Falcons.
Yeah, adding to their 3 goals in the 5th. keeping the energy up. And well done, Jason. He gets out in front. Jason actually had one in the third. And Tomacho Pieres came alive, so the number 1 and number 2 doing their jobs in the front. So Maltese Falcons mixing it up well here, using the front of the game, pulling the team. And the Astrada boys are doing what they do so well, holding back down that defense. Going to be on the far side here for all our bowl-ins, international rules, tournament conditions for all the bowl-ins. Picked up here and won by Pipe.
Vercellino. Now then, what can he do? Well, he did well. He hooked him. He got a piece of it. Well played. But unfortunately, the ball had such a bounce. It goes back down the wrong side of the field, at least for the Maltese Falcons. Zubia on the move, very quickly takes up possession and turns defense into offense. Going up the field, you can see him there coming over on the left side of your screen with the number 1, Calle. Unfortunately, bit of too much of a steep angle to pick that one up, but very, very quick here. That turnaround from Travieso.
Yeah, nice try there. I like this. I like Travieso putting the pressure on. You know, you don't want this 3-goal lead. This is that pivotal position in a polo game. 3 goals gives you a little room to breathe. 4 gives you a lot of room to breathe. 5, you can put teams down. And right now, Travieso would love to get back to where they were right after the first into the second. But Maltese Falcons keeping the pressure on. As he's going to turn around quickly, it's going to be Zubia.
Juan. He's got a player at the front door. You can see him again. Calle. In comes Mannix. Always great when you see Mannix come over the halfway line and take the role of an attacking player. Interesting little backhand shot. And the Falcons once again. But there you are. I had a feeling there might be a late whistle on that one.
Yep. And we'll take a look at this one with 4 minutes. Backed up cleanly by Astrada. And then,
yeah, that's exactly where.
Interesting, though, to see again a ball just changes direction. It's crazy how that ball, will hit the ground and spin. And they look like they were coming across, but they have the ball coming down at 45 degrees. So it's going to give the Travieso team an opportunity. They'll use a courtesy change. So we'll get everybody on some fresh legs. And right down here in the goal mouth. So that should work out well. Now, Yan, we've been talking about it.
Friday.
Talking about Sunset Polo. Nick Roldan's Sunset Polo and White Party, hosted by Grant Gansey.
Yep.
Well, the teams are out.
Tell me more.
Sebi Line coming in with Nick Roldan, 7 goals. Chris Camps at 6 goals. Grant Gansey, a.k.a. Double G, on 3. Played more than that today. He worked hard. Matias Cola Gonzalez on 4.
Right on.
Then you got Blackwatch. Fred Mannix on 7. Jason Crowder on 5. Tommy Collingwood on 5. And Ilario Figueres on 5. Should be a good matchup.
That should be a very good match. And that, again, gives us, or reminds me to remind you, remember, and Dale was just saying Friday the 21st of March. That is this coming Friday. All proceeds, of course, as it is a charitable event, going to the Kids Cancer Foundation and the PTF. Of course, we've got a big PTF day coming up on Monday. If you haven't got yourself your tickets, go to sunsetpolo.com and join us. Dale and I will be down there as well on Friday. Great way to kick off the weekend. But now let's go back to the action here. And Pipe Vercellino with an open goal penalty 3. Puts that through. No mistake. Well done, Pipe Vercellino, picking up the first goal for his team since chucker number 2.
Yeah, this third chucker. Great job by the Maltese Falcons. First chucker where they were winning going into that chucker. Left the halftime. And but a lot of pole to be played here with only a 2-goal difference. 3:30 on the clock. And that's the first spell they've had. They had a penalty 2 in the second, now 1 in the fourth. Pipe 100%.
Absolutely. On the move again, Jason Crowder with his lucky helmet. On the boards, Pipe Vercellino. Stops, turns, can quite control the ball on that turn, but gets a second chance. And we'll leave this one for Juan Martin Zubia to pick up. That ball will go to and over that halfway line. I do apologize. That was it was Juan Martin Zubia looking for Mannix. Back to Zubia. Zubia now working it. And in behind him, there he is, the number 2, just waiting for an opportunity to pick up that ball. And now on, oh, hang on. Yep, he's corrected himself. Tomacho Pieres will not give up. Will pull out all the stops. Very difficult to control that ball on the near side. Just overran it, though, but...
Great give and go here. It starts with Nacho. Estrada doesn't hit much angle here, and I love that because he actually gives Tomacho an opportunity. We always talk about hitting angle on back shots, how important it is. Well, sometimes it's not. And he just hits a straight back shot to give Pierre the opportunity to get out in front of Fred, which he does, but Mannix stays in there, pressing him. And a little bad luck on the approach as Tomacho went off the cane, had to go to the right, and then didn't finish the neck. So second effort by number 4 for Travieso, and that'll get him to the knock-in. A little timeout for a horse tech time. Looks like everybody's okay. And it's going to be Fred. Fred going to the long ball, and he's trying for Pipe, or is that going to be Tony? No, Tony.
Calle. And he did well to pick that one up. Little unlucky. Slams on the brakes, but he's got Zubia. Juan Martin Zubia. He's going to do this one. He's going to have to do this one on his own. Centers it. Zubia. That's why he's 9 goals.
Yeah. A big shout out to Carolyn. Tony Calle's grandmother always watching. She's yelling and screaming right now. I know it. CTV Sports fan, and this is just a great goal. I mean, Zubia's been looking like he's been ready to go this whole chucker. I mean, he's come out very, very offensive-minded. Had a few bad breaks just with a bouncer here or there, but then, you know, going forward, and look at this. We got a match.
Indeed, we do, with just under a minute and a half remaining. And Nacho N Astrada, Alejandro for the Falcons. Quick answer would be just what the doctor ordered here for the team in the red and white. Unluckily for him, that just went wide. But as you said, Dale, we've got a game on our hands. Just that one goal separating the Maltese Falcons, who are still in the lead by 7-6 against Travieso.
Yeah, good move run here by Alejandro. Bad luck. Had to switch to the near side for the finish. Made it a little more difficult. Go to another knock-in. It's going to be Fred. They used this one earlier, and Tony's going to have room to work.
Calle just beaten to it there once again by Alejandro Nacho N Astrada. So the Reds have it. Little touch. Here comes the drive. Looking for Crowder. The ball's on his stick side. Goes for the under the neck. Difficult at that pace and at that angle. Travieso able to retrieve a possession. Vercellino caught up between 2 defending players. Leaves it for Zubia. And Zubia now opens up his pony nicely. Needs a bit of help, and that help could be Mannix and or Vercellino, but another whistle stops the play.
Looks like an overlap here. You got 2 players. Watch Zubia. He's going to flip it to his near side, which means he's good on. He goes offside here. Then he goes near side. But are they overlapped? Are they not overlapped? They look overlapped there. So will they go with the end of chucker? We'll see if they work out here because there's a little sticky ride off there too. But we'll be right back. Stay with us here on CTV Sports. If you are in the area, I suggest you make your way to Sunset Chuckles and Cocktail because this is the fun type polo match. It's where everyone's relaxing, chilling, just having a great time. We have great hors d'oeuvres and a special drink for the day.
When I founded the Taqueria 48 years ago, the goal was to service polo players fieldside. and carry a complete line of polo equipment. Since those early days, we now carry everything for the horse and rider. Anything goes on or near a horse, you're likely to find here in our store. We still have polo equipment made by polo players for polo players.
Here we go then. Welcome back. Good shot there of the number 4, Fred Mannix, just readjusting his stirrups slash his spurs rather, or his boot. Well, Dale, chucker number 5 coming up, and what an incredible, but we knew this is coming. Very fast-paced, and technically another masterclass here being shown by both of these teams, the Maltese Falcons and Travieso. Any predictions on your side?
No, good comeback here for the Travieso team. Definitely showing the energy they have, because that halftime play of third chucker action was just Maltese Falcons. So they definitely had some pressure on them coming back in here, handled it well, and it looks like, yeah, we're gonna get. So they came together there, and they were overlapped. So Juan Martin going in the near side, he's clean on the overlap. Once he's overlapped, then he can keep it on the near side. So the player trying to make a play on that ball is reaching.
Right.
So reaching is the call from the Maltese Falcons against the Maltese Falcons in favor. They're going to put Pipe back on the line early.
So Travieso then for the equaliser. And as to be expected, no mistake for Pipe Vercellino, picking up his 3rd goal of the match, a very important goal.
Yep, Pipe 100% from the line, and that'll get the equalizer. Look at that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They are back. So now it all comes down to some very strong horses here with over, well, almost two minutes. That was a huge goal right at the opportunity to get that penalty shot at the end of the chucker. And so it was inside the 30 seconds, so they, of course, hit the penalty. And look at this. They're getting an opportunity to go ahead. Oh, bad luck.
Unlucky there. He would have been away. Little turnaround here by Mannix. He's very quick. Nicely taken from the boards. Tomacho Pieres didn't really get the distance on that shot. Once again, Zubia stops, turns. Little chip shot. Calle going up into it as well, but there is Pipe. Calle now going towards goal. Will he get onto that ball? A powerful near side back, but oh, well played. Just biding his time. He knew he had to stop and check his pony. Alejandro N Astrada secures possession for the Maltese Falcons. Here comes the drive. Long ball. And it's picked up by Crowder. Crowder on the boards. Still Jason Crowder. Trying to, yeah, very difficult to control. But how he did that, I don't know. But he did it. And he scores.
Oh, wow. Goal of the game. Man. You got to see the slow-mo on this. Crowder goes under the neck with it. Then it pops up in the air. He takes it out of, no, it bounces. And he leans back, keeps it moving, stays focused like a locust, swarming hocus pocus.
Come again?
I said, stay focused like a locust, and he's got the hocus pocus.
He certainly does, because the way he stayed composed.
Yeah, he never, he just
no,
kept,
he just kept at it.
And he just let the mare keep running. He never tried to stop. You know what I mean? Just kind of just go with it, I guess. But well done, Crowder.
Yeah, indeed.
That was a fantastic goal.
I blame it on the helmet.
Well, the helmet has a lot to do with it.
Yep.
The helmet, the goal-scoring helmet, yeah, and Eric Frank, you'd be surprised.
So here we go then. 8-7. The Falcons regain and retake the lead, and they could be on course for another quick goal here if Tomacho Pieres can get around the outside of Senor Mannix. Ball a bit too steep for him to do anything with. Pipe told to leave it. Calle will send it back to the Chilean. But another whistle.
Easy right-of-way violation here. Just going to get backed up. Watch. Mannix does a good job. Got not much angle up and down the field, but one guy leaves it, and then right there, Tony's going to get caught on the right of way. He's got a near side play there.
Yeah.
So that ball was, they might keep it at the 60 based on the back shot. I think it was right around the 60 where the foul was. Yeah, so you're going to get the penalty 4 here. Judgmental. He had Zubia back, and I like the 60 here because you got Zubia back and you got Fred back. So even if they shoot the back shot, even though it might have been inside, doesn't necessarily mean it's got to go to the 3. I like the judgment here. I like the ball pace split. To go to 60, but opportunity to go up at 2 again with 4:56 on the clock.
Indeed.
So Estrada, and going to get an opportunity at his first 60 today, I believe. He's had all open goals. He's 100%. But getting an opportunity now early in the 5th will help as the game goes on here because they come into play. Because you know how good Pipe is. Here's Alejandro. Ooh, a little bit of a worm burner. Daisy clipper.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Daisy? Is that what you call it?
We've got a daisy clipper, yeah.
Yeah.
Or a daisy cutter.
Daisy cutter?
Yeah.
Across the pond?
Yes, across the pond, Dale. But I must, well, in a moment, I must ask you one very important question, but let's go back to the action first. As once again, Zubia hammers that ball down the field, and again, the rotation working like clockwork, and Mannix to put the 2-touch polo play to bed. Not quite lucky on this play. You said earlier a little bit of English on that. Now, I know what it means, but we don't actually use that term.
Yeah, you don't use that term.
No, we don't use that
I'm
term.
surprised with soccer because the ball spins so much.
Yes.
In English, is spin.
And that's what we say, spin.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, maybe y'all should get used to it and start calling it soccer and not football because, you know, you got that messed up too.
Oh, have we? Okay, thank you very much. Here we go then, and just under 4 minutes remaining. And I tell you, I could watch this all day long. Crowder on the near side, good pick up, Nut back to the front door. And let's see if he can do something with it. Tomacho Pieres has a Travieso defender come in there. That was Mannix. Off the boards. Nicely played, timed it just perfectly. Now then into the danger zone. No mistakes now from Senor Vercellino. Pipe on the near side again, sticking with it. Oh, well played. Now then, can he outrun Nacho Estrada? Looks like he can. Pipe Vercellino's going to have to pick another one up on the near side. Well done. And again, well, this, Dale, is a coast-to-coast with a lot of butter.
That's honey butter and toast because this is just a fabulous run. I mean, Pipe turned this ball in front of goal. Not an easy turn at speed, and then had so much power from this beautiful mare. I mean, Nacho was there, and she just got an extra gear in her. Yeah. And once he got out in front, 3 in a row and a near side to finish.
Wow. Don't see that very often. No.
Que golazo.
But that is the World Polo League.
Yeah, that's that at its finest. That's why that 26-goal level is different. And they're going to get a courtesy change out of this. So perfect timing for the Travieso team. And and this comes into play now with the courtesy change. Players know usually when they're going to get it. And you know the Pipe, because I was surprised Pipe actually didn't maybe back that ball.
Yeah.
You know, a little dangerous what he did, but he definitely knew what he had underneath him. He's been playing fabulous polo this season. And he said, look, I'm going to go for another run here. And I'm probably going to get a courtesy change after it, so I'll be able to get off of her. And she did what she needed to do for him.
Well, I'll give you a little Englishness.
Okay.
We say, he who dares wins, we say.
Hey. I go with that.
And he
we agree on them things.
Yes, we do, Dale. Well, I think we agree on most things.
Well, you can argue the football thing with me because I know you love them Rams.
I do indeed.
You got to talk to Double G about that because he's a Dallas fan, but you guys should go at it a little bit. Talk about that, see what happens. Here we go.
Yeah, long ball again from Alejandro Nacho Estrada, cleared by Travieso, 2:40 on the clock, 8 apiece here in chunker number 5. A real thriller of the Palm Beach Open match here. Travieso. And that will be Senor Calle. Bouncing ball, couldn't control it. In comes Pieres for the Falcons. Tries to send that one back where it came from. The near side back shot. Travieso sticking to it. And in comes Mr. Crowder. And he thought he'd have a crack at this. Long, long distance shot to goal.
Gonna be a goal, dude.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Jason just, I mean, he scored 2 from 80. These are both from 80, between 80 and hundo. And he just lays them down in there, and they roll, roll, roll. Field 1, like a pool table today. And well done, Crowder. Jason Crowder picking up goal number 4. Great goal. And 5.
I have him down as 5. 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and 2 in the 5th now. So he really is, as you said, Dale, he is on fire. Now then, Mr. Mannix in front of goal, and then the finish. Ooh, I was going to say, they were going to let that one go through. There was a lot going on there.
Let's take a look at it. They got Fred working it in. A little ducking and diving, bobbing and weaving. Maltese red jerseys everywhere. And, well, there's a lot of stuff going on out there. So we'll let them work this one out because...
Well, it was a line change for starters.
Well, the first one, you have Fred coming in, and then you had contact.
Yeah,
so
a little rub. Yeah.
Little rub, trying to get by. Then he switched sides. And then one went near side, and he saved it. So they could be calling the first rub. Remember, players can't disappear.
No.
And I think we got a call today earlier, one of our games in the 8 goal where a man turned the ball.
Yeah.
Turned the ball super fast, but didn't give the guy that was clearing out time to clear.
Exactly.
And they just can't disappear.
No.
I know everybody thinks that. That's why I got the hocus pocus out there, but it can't happen.
No.
And when a player is trying to clear, that's a big deal, though. You know, players trying to clear. Are they blocking?
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a fine line to it. But it is a judgment call. That's why we got a 5-8 from the spot here. And I kind of like this because I think when Fred was coming in, at first he had his head down and kinda, you know, when it had the contact. And so just kind of came a little later. There's a lot of plays that came, and they'll go back to the first foul if you have a couple in a row. You always go with the first one after they discuss it. So here we go. One minute left here in the 5th.
And Travieso would desperately like to get that equalizer to go into the 6th and final chukker. And now remember, of course, right after this game is over, we will, on this very same field, have our sunset chukkers. And I think that's quite clear, the call there. Already established on the line.
Yeah, 45 across the field.
Yeah.
Pipe's going to jump on it, less than 2 strides. Get the right-of-way violation, 53 seconds on the clock. In range, Fred's been hitting it about 135, 140 every time. But they, you know, opportunity for the equalizer. So let's see. They might change it up on it. Let's see. Fred's going to make the turn. There goes Mannix.
Yeah, big shot.
About 160 from where he's at.
Wow. Yeah, in front of goal. Did he get a piece of it? Well, he got a piece of it, but where did it end up going? Vercellino was the man I think he was aiming for.
Yeah, and it looked like he gets the near side neck shot, and I think they get a safety out of it.
Yeah.
So, well done. Mannix driving another one, a good 140 plus, because that was behind the line. I thought it was in front of him. It looked like he was in front with the foul. I guess it was just beyond. Brought it to the center anyways. And then Fred just dropped one in there, a power polo play, sent everybody forward. Great near side neck shot. It was going to be a goal, so you got to give kudos to Nacho saving it.
Yep.
Hits it over his own end line, though, for the safety. Penalty 6. Shouldn't be that far off here for Pipe. Maybe one click or two to the left of the near post. Pipe for the equalizer. Should be the last shot of the chukker.
Oh, well done. Wow.
They almost saved that one, too.
Wow. Well, that's 3 goals for Pipe Vercellino in this chuck-up. Absolutely incredible. And as you rightly said, Dale, that will bring us to the end of chucker number 5.
Polo school is the funnest thing I've become involved with in the last year of my life.
I mean, the confidence to be able to play an event in beach polo, Miami Beach, and snow polo in Aspen.
Our dedicated instructors have years of polo experience and are CHA certified.
It's important to us to come back and have a really good experience.
Every time you leave the gates from the polo school, you're hungry for more.
World Polo League is back.
The 7th annual Nick Roldan Sunset Polo White Party is back.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 2025 World Polo League Palm Beach Open. And our final chucker of the day, I want to thank Jan Erik Frank, who is on his way to the beautiful stadium field here at the Grand Champions Polo Golf. I'm going to finish our World Polo League game as Jan will head out to Sunset Chuckers and Cocktails. So if you are in the area, well, find your way down to the Grand Champions Polo Club, gcpolo.com, field 1 and 2. You'll see the GPS markings. They'll get you right down there at the stadium field. DJ Webb will be there. He might have DJ Chapadome tonight, too. I'm not sure. They've been mixing that up a lot. But here we go. We're 9-9 in our 6th and final chucker. It's been a roller coaster, but what a comeback by Travieso in the purple and white jersey against the Maltese Falcons in the red jersey. Shot on goal. That ball's going just wide. Remember the Maltese Falcons as they finish up here. Jason Crowder, he's got 5 goals on the day. Playing number 1, Tomacho Pieres has 1 on the day. Playing 2. Alejandro N Astrada has 2. And Nacho N Astrada playing 4 here on the knock-in has 1. That's how they get their 9 goals. The Travieso team in the purple with Tony Calle. No goals on the day, but doing a good job pulling the team. Working very hard. People Vercellino with 6 on the day. 3 of them from the penalty line. And then 3 from Martin Zubia. And then Fred Mannix has been holding down the back door. Here we go. Back and forth. 6:20. Inside, turned around and controlled. Calle's going to leave that ball. Perfectly set up for Zubia. Oh, backed out of there cleanly by the Maltese Falcons. Quick move, though, and turn by Fred Mannix. Working to the open space. Well done, Freddie. Now he's going to shift to the far side. Goes for the back shot. The Estradas are in there. Everybody trying to grab a hold of it, but Pipe is going to get one here. And everybody looking for a foul down in there, but it looks clean. We're going to watch the replay. Fred goes the outside route here. I like that. Goes for a little tapper. Crowder can't get to it, and they're already overlapped there. So Pipe, perfect play, will pick up his 4th goal in a row. Actually, 5th in a row. He scored 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, and now another in the 6th, and takes a 1-goal lead. Here comes Travieso. Now, Maltese Falcons. Controlled by Alejandro Estrada. Enjoyed watching the Estrada brothers play at the number 3 and 4 position today. Down the field it goes. Loose ball play. Pipe. Now get picked up there by Tomacho Pieres. And here comes Vercellino. And we watch Pipe bring it out of the corner like this on in the fit chucker and go coast to coast. And he's going to go by himself one more time. Pipe says, I got the room to work. You're going to give it to me. I'm going to take advantage of it. Vercellino gets past center. Now goes for the drive. Looking for the goal. Everybody down in front, backed up on the doorstep by Alejandro. And watch out, we got 26-goal polo at its finest. Everybody running and gunning here in the six chucker. Good read by Zubia. Open back shot, angle coming, and a whistle on the play, and that's all you need is a nice little angle. Well done, Juan Martin Zubia. He knew exactly where Pipe Vercellino was. Watch this little open back shot. This is why the angles help so much. Little angle, change the right of way. Going across the field at 45, catches a red player coming in on the reaching foul. Now, penalty 5A, opportunity to go up by 2. Huge opportunity for Travieso. No courtesy change yet. Remember, players can change whenever they want. The courtesy change is there for everybody. They're going to give it back to Pipe. And Pipe on fire here. 3 from the penalty line. And he's very, very strong penalty shooter. He's one of our top penalty shooters in the World Polo League last year. He goes Pipe from about 100 yards. He's in range. Big shot to the outside. Tony trying to get there. Fred trying to get there. And good D by the Maltese Falcons. Red jerseys everywhere. Picking up their men, pushing them wide. Knocking coming. They're going to get one more. They might get one more. Yeah, they're going to get one more run here before the jersey change. So let's see. Maltese Falcons, if they can get a coast to coast, and then they'll be able to get on some fresh horses. Either team to get a goal here will be big. To go up by 2 or to get the equalizer. Back and forth, round and round to go. Alejandro flips it off the field, and you might get it right now, though. We'll see if they decide to do it or they're going to give the fair play. On the possession. They're going to go with the possession. This is going to work in favor. No, they're going to go ahead and shut it down. So right there, that would have been a huge opportunity, but I like this call by the mountain officials. 3:35 left in the chucker. Let everybody get on some fresh horses. Alejandro, he's a shot at coming up here. Going to go horse to horse for you. That's the way they get it done right there. But that would have been a great opportunity for Travieso. But good, fair play right there because he gave the knock in with 4, 10, and sometimes a courtesy change will get called there. I think the umpires did a good job there allowing the players to have one more run. Got the center, did go out of bounds, so you have a neutral play ball. It will go back to Travieso, but no harm, no foul. Gives everybody time. Look at this. You got the Estrada boys riding the Santa Rita breeding operation horses, and look at the shine on those horses. Unbelievable. Well, you're going to see that this afternoon because Sunset Chuckers and Cocktails. People ask us a lot about it, and it's just become such a great place to learn how to play the game of polo because you play with top players in a setting like the #1 field at the Grand Champions Polo Club. You need to get there and check it out. All the way through everybody Travieso is going to pick up a goal here on the cop on the pitch. So look at this shot by Zubia. He shoots it from a good 80 plus, and it just goes through everybody's mallet. Now, good job by Travieso. It looked like every player made a hook on somebody. Bad luck for Maltese Falcons, and they're going to go back and have a 2-point lead here with less than 3 minutes left in this final chucker. Maltese Falcons, pressure on. Turn around quickly and controlled by Alejandro. Right side play. Turn and burn. Watch out. Pipe. Good read by Estrada. Backing this ball up quickly. Don't you have time. They come together right there, and that looks a little bit sticky. So we're going to get a penalty out of this play. And this is going to be another opportunity for the Maltese Falcons. Watch this play going up and down the field. Still going up and down the field. Backed up. Coming across. Player falling across the right of way. And they'll drop that ball there at about 80. In between 80 and 100. And this will be a opportunity, and we will see. Now, you might get a challenge here, and it looks like we are going to get a challenge. So I'm going to go and take a look at this one. All right, so thank you for your patience there as Mr. Jan-Erik Frank is on his way out to the polo field. I am working as the IRO, the instant replay official, and there's going to be no foul on the play. I don't want to bring it back up, guys. I'll break it down. This play goes across the field at like 45 degrees, gets backed out of there, but Pipe Vercellino actually stays clean on the near side and drags that ball forward, not falling across. It looked like it was going up and down the field. I do understand the umpire's call here, why they might see it that way. But after slow-mo, using that we do here in the CTV Sports Studio, having the ability to look at it at full, half, and slow speed, frame by frame. Well done, Vercellino. No foul on the play, so they'll retain their challenges. Both teams with challenges here. But look at this. Maltese Falcons are going to get control, and that ball goes off the field to the right, so bad luck. They actually win the bowl in. Good challenge by the Travieso team. Travieso winning 2 challenges today. Fantastic job using the system. Now, how do you control the final 2 minutes? It's going to be picked up here and controlled by Mannix. Freddie, he's not messing with it. Hit and run. Looking for Pipe. Drop from Pipe. Backed up though by Alejandro Estrada. And he'll work it around the corner. Tail shot coming. A lot of energy on this ball. And whoa, here comes Travieso. Good pickup. Mannix is coming through, and he's coming through hot. He'll override. It'll be Nacho. Estrada goes for the back shot, opens it up a little bit. Pipe will get there first. He's got Zubia going forward. Rotation by Tomacho. Pieres on the next shot. Maltese Falcons on the move. They need to get one now. 1:15 on the clock. If they can get one here, they'll have a chance to come back to center. Nacho with the drive. This could be nice. As we click down to about a minute, right in front of goal, cleaned up by Pipe. Vercellino into the corner. Nacho's going to get there quickly, knowing the time working against him. Good little turn. Back inside. Has help from Crowder. Shot on goal. Taken out by Zubia on the doorsteps. Good play by Estrada. Alejandro tries to flip it. Turn back inside. Zubia will get control in the coffin corner. They got to give him one play on the block. They do. He cleans it up nicely. We're in our final 30 seconds. 2-goal lead here. Travieso still working it out. Calle and Tony's going to get an opportunity. Tony on the breakaway play, has time with 18 seconds on the clock, can seal the deal up by 2 anyways, but Tony once, twice, drags it inside the 60. That's going to be enough, though, as the clock goes tick, tick, tick. Estrada will turn it and move it, but that'll end it, and it's going to stay at 11-9. Great finish here by the Travieso team. Those 2, here's our stats for you. It's going to be pretty close. 11 and 9, 18-15 on the shots. Not that big of a difference. 6 and 7 on the knock-ins. Not that big a difference. Throwing 13, a little bit more there. A few possessions for Travieso. Fouls right there, 7 and 6. Very, very close game. Stellar polo game here for the 2025 World Polo League Palm Beach Open. Stay tuned and check out all of our Palm Beach Open on gcpole.com and, of course, ctvsports.tv. I'm Dale Schwett for Jan Eric Frank, and I speak for everyone here at CTV Sports. I say thank you for making us leaders in polo broadcasting. And always remember, here at CTV Sports, we love the polo.